basic. So if they weren't hitting them, that would be a concern. But the prizes come down. They're really important prizes you have to track for Caleb in particular. 1 Regigigas, 1 Registeel, one of those Aurora energies, which are really vital to getting off to an early start. That Yell Horn sneaking in there. But, you know, Battle VIP Pass, 1 piece of the cross switcher, an Echoing Horn, which can actually be really disruptive against these Regi decks, being able to pull 2 of the same Regis out, fill their bench, and they can't get rid of them unless they have access to the Scoop Up Net, and Irida in there as well. So maybe a cheeky win condition, or a cheeky stalling condition taken away for Isaiah there as well. But looks like we'll be diving into the game with Caleb starting us off. He has a Registeel put into the active. It's not exactly the premium starter, but you know, you could maybe Regigate turn 2. It's going to be the Origin Form Palkia V for Isaiah. So looking over at Caleb's hand, it's not pleasantly stuffed with Regis, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. We do see just trying to map the handout at this point.
Yep.
And is the best route going to be going for a Reggie Alecki with that speed lightning? It looks like that's not the case. Instead, it's going to have to be that Regidrago and that air balloon.
Yeah, he did have access to the Aurora energy that could have got discarded as well, but maybe trying to use that Aurora energy later to attach and then discard another card, thin the hand a little bit more. Certainly a couple lines of play. The Regidrago coming to the front. Of course, it's time to count your Regis and make sure that all of them are available to you. So a lot of options, making sure, of course, you map through things. The numbers have been fluctuating a little bit, and I know, you know, Drew Kennett plays a slightly different list to Caleb, who, you know, probably lines up with Azul a little bit more. I haven't done a direct one-to-one comparison on that, but this one, you know, once you know what you've got in there, that does help your decision making on which one you take at any time. You kind of want to take the one, in my opinion at least, that's the harder one to find. If one's prized, get it out early, get it down nice and safely.
Well, we are going to see that air balloon coming down. Pat to the peak, huge here on the opening turn to disrupt the Palkia V deck, and sure enough, we see every card being played here.
Oh, yeah.
Regidrago, loving that. Dragon's Horde going to fill back up to 4.
Fill back up is a generous term, but it's 4 additional cards. One of them is one of those Regis that he needs, is going to be the Regirock. But apart from that, it's still looking a little thin on the ground. Still hasn't even seen a supporter, even though he wouldn't been able to play it. Would have been nice to get that in the hand. Something like the Professor's Research would have been really, really nice. You know, to dump out some of these cards that he can't play, and get towards the full bench, and of course the Ancient Wisdom. We're heading over to Isaiah's turn though. Hand looking pretty solid. Starts off with the Origin Form Palkia V, and immediately gets to find some energies with a Capacious Bucket.
Yeah, we do see the energies, but I think we saw cards like Double Cross Switcher and some other awkward pieces. I'd rather have some backstage passes.
The Battle VIP Pass, the preferred option on turn 1, but not something that he's going to be able to access. I can see them in the deck there looking tantalizing, but he's not going to be able to access them in time to get them used. So Isaiah, as he does, going through, being quite meticulous in counting out his pieces and his prizes, seeing what may be useless in the game, something that, you know, those choice belts he's looking at, counting the Marnies as well. Being able to disrupt hands is really important when these Regi players are, you know, maybe trying to grab pieces and set up for the next turn. Definitely something to think of. But the Capacious Bucket just gets a couple energy. One of those goes down onto the Origin Form Palkia V, and it's going to be the boss's orders. Bringing that Regirock into the active, maybe trying to trap him there a little bit. It's going to be a Rule the Region, your favorite attack, Kyle. And what are we saying? Do you think he's got it? I mean, do we just go game 2?
Game 2.
It's the only way.
Sorry, Isaiah.
Yeah.
It's strictly correct and incorrect at the same time.
It is the only attack you can make. Yes, you get to bump Path to the Peak, so you do have access to the Star Portal, potentially in the second turn. But, you know, it's got a 0% win rate, and we can't be ignoring that one. You know, that's going to be tough. Ooh, another rough draw here for Caleb Gedemer, being able to fill up the hand with a couple of energy and, of course, a Scoop-Up Net. Not exactly the most premium option. Could dig a little bit here. Maybe Scoop-Up Net, get back into that Dragon's Horde. You know, that's going to be the potential play. But I don't know if it's the way he's going. So yeah, the Regidrago comes back into the front. He's still got 4 cards in hand. Gift Energy could help. But if Isaiah does get to swing, Regirock goes down. There's going to be a Dragon Sword for 2, a Choice Belt, and ooh, that's the one we like to see.
I guess the one thing to note there is finding the choice belt isn't very fun. You'd like to have that for a Regieleki, but gotta cash in on it. Gonna play it on the Regirock and find those Regis.
Yeah, well, speaking of Regis, he does have the Regieleki in hand, goes for the trekking shoes, takes a peep at it, isn't too convinced, doesn't immediately scoop it into the hand, so is going to take it, though, after a little bit of deliberation. It is going to be the the Regigigas! What was the deliberation for?
Yeah, you know, that's a pretty good one. I think I just snap take that every time.
Yeah, well, he does have the Regieleki, but he's still missing the Reg Ice. Maybe not showing how close he is to the combo. Doesn't want to give up that Regieleki, potentially just getting summoned up by Isaiah with something like that cross switcher. That would be really, really nasty. But Isaiah's hand not looking
I mean,
too
this also
peachy.
just plays around a knockout. If Isaiah doesn't have an additional Pokemon, he's only dealing 120 damage.
That is
the Palkia Vstar. What is that?
That is very, very frustrating. Unless he can find, of course, that Galarian Zigzagoon would help make the numbers absolutely
Just any Pokemon on the bench would get it done, but he doesn't have it.
Oh, he's got a Palkia Vstar, so he is able to at least subspace as well. The Path to the Peak hasn't
there's
been
the
bumped.
Sobble.
Yeah, he's got the Sobble, so he's going to be able to get rid of that. He's got the energy down, so yeah, we're looking at it, being able to get there now. And yep, there is a lot of resources going on that Regidrago. He does have an immediate replacement in hand. Of course, he gets a gift energy as well, so summon up another card, which is, I believe, that one of the front cards. That said, it's still looking a little dicey for Caleb. I mean, he does have the twin energies in, but...
I mean, that is the ideal Pokemon to be knocked out. You have the replacement Drago in hand, you have the Aleki ready to go, and at least the energies to get the job done. We're just looking for the Reg Ice at this point.
Yeah, he's got to find a way to dig for it. So could go with the Professor's Research line. That would be, you know, just dig through the deck, dump a bunch of resources, but he would be giving up his second Regirock, which means if that ever gets knocked out, things get a little bit treacherous. He has another gift energy in hand, able to throw that down, maybe try and Regigate for the Reg Ice and set things up there, and of course keep the bench size a little bit lower. You know, that is something that he's going to be careful of, but I think now, you know, he's got the Sobble, he's going to be able to go for it. He's going to Marnie away this big hand for Isaiah that he's not really played much out of.
Yeah, the energy there to the active could be for the Regigate or just for the retreat there, and sure enough, we see
there it
Reg
is.
Ice. Perfect card to see off of the Marnie.
Yep, exactly what you want in that one. So the Reg Ice does go down. That does, of course, mean that Regigigas' ability is very much active. The Ancient Wisdom would allow him to charge things up. But does he have all of the right pieces? The Air Balloon, retreating that Registeel. Yeah, he does. Oh, the Speed Energy that he discarded turn 1. So yeah, it looks like a targeted Bolt is going to be an option with the discard. See you later, Sobble. And let's, you know, just make sure that you keep up on the prize trade, 1 for 1.
Yep, just removing any way for Isaiah to draw anything right now. The Marnie limiting the hand once more, and what is going on in there?
He's got the Galarian Zigzagoon, so he's able to soften up this these Regis exactly how he needs, but he did hit that Iridas, so being able to go in and keep the ball rolling very, very efficiently with a Water Pokemon and an item, going for another Sobble and a Quick Ball. Just wait to see what's in the deck and probably plan out the rest of this turn, particularly with the Quick Ball coming into the front. So let's see exactly what he decides to go for here. Mulling it over. It's got to take a look as well. Obviously, resources are very important for the Regi deck.
Yeah, considering where the choice belt is, I believe there's only just that one more belt ready to go. So maybe gonna have 2 more attacks for this Palkia Vstar, and then the consideration is just, do you want to find multiple Sobble? Do you try to find a Sobble and a Palkia to go on your bench? How comfortable are you feeling with just 1 more Sobble? Because we saw where it went last turn.
Yeah, that's especially with that Regi, like he just sat there as well. I mean, the big thing here is obviously Caleb is going to have to get that Regi back. And he could maybe dig for a different Regieleki as well that does a little bit more damage to the active Palkia Vstar. Start looking for those 2 prize knockouts, which of course are going to accelerate the game quite drastically for Caleb.
Well, Irida can do anything, but this turn it is just a battle VIP pass, basically.
Yeah, he goes in. He does get the Sobble. He does get the Quick Ball, discards the Battle VIP pass, and gets that Palkia. And there it is, Subspace Swell. Does knock it out. And, of course, Caleb being very fortunate with these gift energies. Oh, yeah, being able to find another Regieleki should not be a problem here for him, as he draws a Quick Ball and an Ultra Ball off that.
Yep, looks weird to be drawing when you don't have a Pokemon in the active spot, but this is how the gift energy works. And then, of course, the decisions can be made with all of these cards in the hand.
Yep, well, he's lacking a couple options there, but I mean, he's able to go and get the full complement out. So he's going with the Reg Ice into the front. Another Reg Ice in the hand. Not quite where you want to see it, but you know, he has options. Hisuian Heavy Ball. Of course, Caleb's been through the deck and is able to figure out what's in there. Probably knows exactly what the choices are, but at least it's a card out the hand and another Reggie that you can figure out. It looks like he's taking a note, actually, of exactly what's in there.
Yep, both these players making use of that notepad. It's something that you can do here. Of course, 50 minutes means that it's a little more dangerous to be taking using that crucial time. But in 75, if these players get to top 8, that's where you really see it.
Yeah, you got to be quick. A little bit of shorthand there as well. Does put that Aurora energy back on the top, but I think he's doing pretty well right now with the cards he has in there already. So just needs to make sure that he hits this next Regieleki if he wants to keep the ball rolling. There is also the option where he does attack with the Reg Ice. That and the Blizzard Bind is going to be able to completely shut down this Palkia in the following turn. So yeah, goes for the other Regieleki that he didn't have with the use of the Quick Ball, and he's going to be able to keep the ball rolling. I do like this Reg Ice. I mean, you don't have to mess around. If you don't have the retreat option, at least you can shut out this Palkia Vstar in the following turn with Blizzard Bind.
Yeah, have we seen the second Aurora energy yet?
No, that is a concern, but he's digging for it.
Yeah, this is pretty fair. Of course, if we saw the scoop up net here, that'd also be pretty nice. And wow, both.
Yeah, but which one do you go for? Do you go for Aurora Energy Blizzard Bind, or do you just go absolutely after it with the Regieleki?
Well, without the belt, I think the Reg Ice to soften up the Palkia makes a ton of sense here.
Yeah, I do really like that, but we do see a speed energy on the front, so he also has 2 scoop up nats, so you know, could kind of keep that one going, you know, and commit that a little bit later on. We'll see what he goes for. I think as soon as this the first card comes out, we'll know exactly what line he's going with.
With no Manaphy in play, the Terra Spark lines up pretty well. You could get that 240 damage down, and then if you can find a way to get this Pokemon out of the active spot, you can really cash in on the back-ended 40 damage.
Yeah, well, there is the Regieleki got into the active, the scoop up net, getting that Reg Ice out of the way, putting it right back down, keeping that bench full, another Ancient Wisdom potentially available in the next turn, assuming he can replenish with everything he needs. But there it is. Terra Spark, 120, going to be affected by weakness. That's 240 onto the Palkia Vstar, and a nice 40 on the Sobble and the Palkia V as well, so keeping things softened up. I mean, if that Palkia V evolves into Palkia Vstar, another Terra Spark could be able to knock it out.
Yeah, could you imagine if the Palkia V were in the active spot? He could just win the game and take all the prize cards.
Yeah, I mean, that's a line. Does he, I mean, that's something we were talking about a little bit. How many options do you have for switching these around? And not a lot of people like those switching cards, such as Boss's Orders, in the Regigigas deck. I know Drew Kennett obviously plays one. That was a massive factor in his last game. But, you know, this is really big that he's not able to do that. Registeel goes into the active with the Air Balloon. And, by the way, he needs to replenish the Regieleki. It's in the hand.
Yeah, that's a great place to have it. Sure enough, going to have that option. And with Isaiah doing nothing, this means that we are going to see not only this Palkia Vstar fall, but also that Sobble, which basically locks this up.
Yeah,
it's so hard to come back.
It's going to be a 3-prize turn here with no 3 prizes on the bench. The Regieleki gets the Aurora energy attached to it, is of course discarded, so it can still retreat with the assistance of the Air Balloon. And guess what? We've got the Ancient Wisdom. And it's going to be Aurora Speed and Gift to keep those hands getting replenished every single time. Maybe look for an Ordinary Rod a little bit later on. And it's Terra Spark, easy knockout, and a knockout on the Sobble as well. So Isaiah down to, you know, he did take consistent knockouts, but he's very quickly down in the prize trade. And this Origin Form Palkia V is, even if it evolves into the Palkia Vstar, not going to be enough. It is looking a little bleak in Isaiah's hand. Training Court comes down. There is going to be a Quick Ball, discarding another one of those Battle VIP passes. Yeah, and Isaiah needs some pieces pretty promptly.
Yeah, asking a lot, but of course, this is basically the last turn to get it done. We see the Palkia V. There has not been a V-Star's Star Portal just yet, so we could see some energies accelerated. Crobat going to have to pull a lot of help here. Ooh, and that's actually pretty nice. Capacious Bucket and the Radiant Greninja.
Yep.
If we work our way towards maybe a Roxanne, you could see something big happen here.
Yeah, let's see if that's the line. It has to be something, because this is, I mean, particularly as well, the big concern is if he knocks out the Regieleki, all the hard work of his Roxanne is absolutely undone by the gift energy. So I really like that. And yeah, Isaiah sees this. There's no way, I think, for him to get a knockout without leaving that Palkia vulnerable. And with a big fat hand, the chances of Caleb being able to get back one of those
of going for rule the region.
Well, he's hoping for a much better setup, and his prizes looking pretty balanced for it. Of course, the big focus is always the Regi players' prizes. Regirock and Regieleki, the Terra Spark variety in there. Two of the Professor's Research, a Twin and an Aurora, so they are a little bit rough around the edges. This is a little bit more of what Isaiah is looking for. Radiant Greninja already down in play, and a Battle VIP Pass, able to go and grab a bunch of options for him, being able to look through all of them, making sure he knows exactly what's in the deck as he does his first deck search, and then, of course, having to pick just two of them, eyeing up those Sobbles.
Yep, this is back to classic Isaiah, getting all of those Pokemon sorted out, making sure to understand every single option there that's in the prize cards. And with the Battle VIP Pass, going to have great options here going for the Sobble and the Palkia V.
Yeah, you need one of the Sobbles, you need a Palkia V. Oh, it doesn't matter. Those are already there. He's already looked through them. He should just be able to go and grab a couple more of those vital pieces. The Manaphy going to be really big. We saw what a terror that was from the Regieleki, so getting the Manaphy down is going to be big. And I imagine another Sobble probably feeling pretty good here. With this search, he's going to take a little bit of time to go through and call out some of those item choices that he was very keen on in the last game.
Yep, first search, look at the Pokemon. Second search, look at the one-ofs, and just have a better understanding of exactly what's to come from those prize cards.
Well, there's Manaphy to protect the bench with the Wave Veil, being able to, of course, keep that damage off your bench Pokemon. Those Sobble may be given more of a fighting chance in this game. That's two Battle VIP passes, and Isaiah's shuffling up, so maybe lacking a way to go back into the deck with something like that Capacious Bucket. Of course, doesn't have access to his supporters on the first turn, so you know what, that's absolutely fine. Is just going to pass the turn with a nice full bench. And let's finally take it over and get a good look at Caleb's hand. I'm not seeing it plush with the multicolor views of Regi's. He's going to take a look at the top card. This one definitely wasn't a Regi, so it does require a little bit more thought. He's going to discard that the Marnie, obviously not the support you want this turn, and another Gigas.
Well, that's not the one we want, but
yeah.
I guess you're welcome to the hand.
Yeah, well, welcome to the game, Regigigas, twice. This one is looking, I don't want to say it, a little Regi handy.
Yes. When you are completely reliant on a Marnie and you have a Pokemon with a 4 retreat cost in the active spot with one other Regi, that's not it.
And I don't know if the following cards that he's drawn off the Marnie, the 5 that he's able to pull, are, by your definition, it.
Okay, actually, they are pretty good.
I mean, he's able to get one out.
This is a full Dragon's Horde. This is really nice.
Okay, the Dragon's Horde, bailing him out. It's going to be tough. He is finally able to go in and count as well. So the Ultra Ball getting rid of, importantly, an Aurora Energy and the other Ultra Ball as well. The Dragon Sword, I think, is going to have to be big here, though.
Yep. Of course, your pessimistic views with the half full, half empty. This is going to be a full hand of 4, okay?
A full hand of 4.
And this will get the job done.
The luxury of 4 cards. Ooh.
Well, we'll see how Caleb feels about that. Already playing the supporter for the turn and really looking for a lot of help here. Mainly just a supporter for the following turn, but maybe a card like a Gift Energy would make you feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah, well, he is able to play everything down. This is going to be the luxurious, plentiful hand of 4 for Caleb Gedemer here.
Wow, he can barely hold it all.
What a treat for him,
okay,
as he's able to find the Regirock, and once again, that Regigigas is back.
Well, I think we see a Capture Energy in there, so that's another Regi.
It's definitely another Regi, being able to play that down. Back in the deck we go. We see the Regigigas. You can actually see, based on the fact he's got one on the bench, one in his hand, and one on the bottom through to that Marnie. So it's going to be 3 Regigigas for Caleb. So something not everyone has leaned into, not something everyone agrees with, but it seems to be working out pretty well for him at 10, 2, and 2.
That was the fastest deck searching I've ever seen. That was very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to him. He is going and absolutely powering through that deck. He's got to get Registeel out, and of course the Regieleki as well. He does have the Regirock in the hand, so mulling that one over. There it is, the Steel, the chosen Pokemon. Doesn't want to give up the Regielekis. He also probably knows by now one of them's in the prizes.
Yeah, they get targeted fairly easily in a matchup like this, and just knowing that you have good odds to draw into one of those, or maybe find that Hisuian Heavy Ball.
Yeah, well, being able to retreat now thanks to the Air Balloon and that Capture Energy immediately being discarded. The Registeel is left in the active, but it looks like it's going to be over to Isaiah to continue that. Good turn for both these trainers in turn number 1, getting a bunch of Pokemon down on the bench, but Isaiah's turn 2 could get him out of this Marnie that he ran into pretty easily. A Drizzle comes down, Shady Dealings immediately gravitates toward the Capacious Bucket. Couple energy out that deck, nice and prompt, and concealed cards be looking real tempting right now.
Yeah, this was the only piece that was missing from what was likely the best start that a Palkia player could have, having that Radiant Greninja, using those concealed cards, and getting a really aggressive start, getting those water energies into the discard pile, and promptly making use of them before you see a card like Path to the Peak.
Needs to get a lot of work done before Path to the Peak comes and slows him down with something like that Star Portal. That's going to be absolutely huge. A level ball allows Isaiah to keep on having a dig around, keep on trying to find pieces, and he's going to be able to do that very, very nicely with the additional Shady Dealings, knowing that he can get a lot of cards out and a lot of plays made. Looks like Isaiah's already planning ahead for the rest of this turn, so it's going to be Shady Dealings. Let's put that down. There's the Irida, and yeah, he's able to pull out an item and a water Pokemon on this one. So checking his hand just to make sure he's got all the pieces that he wants in the correct order. That's the level ball resolved. That Shady Dealings gets the Irida, and the Irida can get you one item, one water Pokemon. He's double, triple checking against the hand. I see them at the front. They're looking pretty tempting.
Yeah, Isaiah immediately saw the Palkia V and was like, oh, I definitely need one of those. And then checks his hand and says, oh, I've got Quick Ball. That's cool. All right, I'll just go and grab the Vstar now.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's got that resolved. The Irida gets the Palkia Vstar and the Evolution Incense. So those go to the hand. Quick Ball, that was in the hand. There's the Palkia V. He's been holding onto a little bit. We're ready to get that out. And of course, is able to keep finding V-Stars in the following turn if he wants to evolve 2 of them with the Evolution Incense. So neatly sequenced. There's the one he got off the Irida. There's the concealed cards.
Retreat.
Oh, the retreat, sorry. And yeah, Star Portal. And the energies go down. The discard has been nicely filled through the help of the concealed cards and the discards as well. And it looks like he's going to be able to start swinging. A Path to the Peak put in play. He doesn't mind anymore. He's got exactly what he needs, and that Registeel is felled.
All right. Well, that was the ideal turn, too. But looking at Caleb's side, you do see that Regidrago and the Air Balloon. There's still potential for fireworks here. It's a lot to ask of some shoes and a Dragon's Horde, though.
Ooh, the Reg Ice was shown. There's the Ordinary Rod, so he's going to be able to thin the hand down. But the Registeel that just got knocked out and the Reg Ice that he just discarded right back into that deck. Wants to get the hand nice and low to make sure it's right back available for a Dragon's Horde. Does have, some pieces available to him. It looks like he's got the options. It's going to be the Dragon's Horde. Well, there's the Regieleki and the Registeel.
And a Steel. That's all of them.
Yeah, that's the combo. He just hits it off the... You know what? I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm going to apologize.
Oh, it's the wrong Alecki. He's greedy.
Oh, he's so greedy for it. But I would like to apologize. The Dragon's Horde for 2 did get him all of the pieces, so I will eat my words on that 4 being just enough. He does go for the Professor's Research, though. Does start to look at some additional cards. Is that going to punish him? Does he have an access to go back in the deck? I'm not seeing it there. That's a Yell Horn. That is not the one.
I think the only energy that can provide anything other than colorless is a Speed Lightning as well.
Yeah.
There's no other attacks available.
Yeah, well, there's the Yell Horn. So Caleb trying to slow the game down by confusing both active Pokemon. It's definitely one way of slowing the game down a little bit. Your opponent still has a chance to attack. Your opponent can, of course, flip for it and be able to make it so. That is going to be really tough, but it's not like Regidrago is going to be attacking. And even if this attack does land, that is, of course, going to be a gift energy to help keep things going. Do you think that getting the Regieleki discard is going to come back to haunt Caleb there?
It It hurts, but I think that this is okay given the circumstances. It's going to take a very aggressive route with the other Regieleki to get the job done, including one of those choice belts. And this is the line of play that can get the job done. We see the gift energy. The Drago is still in hand, so there will be a nice reset here if Isaiah just takes the knockout on the active.
Yeah, and I believe he's got a scoop up net in hand as well, so that helps him bounce through the next turn. Whatever he puts up, he's just able to get it out of there, and then, of course, complete the combo and go absolutely crazy. So the Irida played once again for Isaiah, able to grab a scoop up net and, of course, that Palkia Vstar. You know, getting a lot of pieces down now. That Inteleon getting used for a Shady Dealings for 2, so he's really dredging through the deck here, able to find all the cards. But, I mean, he's perfectly set up at this point. His subspace swell is going to be doing more than enough to keep these knockouts going, and he just needs to be careful that he doesn't run into this Regieleki. Caleb not throwing it down is very important, but this cross switcher, both the cards off the Shady Dealings, means that he can grab something that, you know, maybe Caleb isn't as easily able to recover as well. That cross switcher is also going to be able to get that Palkia Vstar out the active, and that's going to mean no coin flip, no nonsense. So that Yellhorn not doing much at all.
Yeah, what a turn here for Isaiah. Even has the big charm in hand too. Doesn't have to worry about a return knockout from a Regieleki. Going to take a huge knockout here on this Regice.
Yeah, there's the Regice with the choice belt getting caught as well, so that could be really important. You know, it's one of those choice belts committed early, unfortunately, that you really want to, you know, try and get maximum value out of. And of course, there is the knockout. So down to a very awkward situation. You really wanted that Regidrago knocked out because that was one with the gift energy. That was the really big one for you there. Caleb assessing the resources. Doesn't have an easy way to dig through, and I don't think he has an easy way to thin the hand either. Nothing in there that allows you to just throw cards away willy-nilly.
Well, I'm a little surprised by the big charm placement. This would line up really big with a Regieleki and the choice belt for a huge knockout and placing the 40 damage on to the bench Palkia. Well, there's a Manaphy. Never mind. This is fine.
Yeah, it's all about just being able to swing into the active Palkia Vstar and get those knockouts. But I don't think Caleb has got it this turn either. He's already, look at the hand. I mean, there's nothing you can get rid of. You can't place down a second Regidrago. I guess you can thin it a little bit with just putting cards down. But this is the Dragon Sword for 1. And that's not it either.
Okay, yeah, this is a really nice calculated play by Isaiah because he understands that the hand was not very strong for Caleb, and trying to get to a position where you have the Regieleki and the energies that you need and the belt is so much to ask. And reset, here we go.
Well, he's going for it again. Oh, we're reading Dragon's Horde.
It's one Dragon's Horde ability each turn.
Yep.
And that is going to be a closeout here in game number 2.
Caleb going for an audacious play, trying to use a set.
Let's see if these prize cards have anything to say about our quality of game, and that's not the best.
It's not ideal. The scoop up nets being able to, of course, limit the plays, but we're diving down to the table. This is the winning in. Both trainers trying to make top 8. We've gone all the way to game 3. That's how we like it.
That is an ordinary rod. That is not how we like it. You do not want to grab that early. You don't want to throw it away either.
Oh, it's so tantalizing. It's gone. Let's see what he rips off the top. Oh, the Regidrago. So I'd say that's value. That's good value for me. You know, as a Regi aficionado, I'd take that. You just have to be a little more discerning with the remaining ordinary rods. Ordinary rods for 2 for the rest of the game, please. No singles.
Well, the rest of this hand is pretty solid, except for one big piece. There's no way to move this Registeel from the active, and
not right now. No.
That's pretty much how this deck works.
Yeah, the Registeel in this matchup, and any matchup really, doesn't sit in the active. Not to the place for it, I think is fair to say. Path to the Peak thrown down, though, and that worked really well for Caleb in game number 1. Could force out the Rule the Region, just saying.
Hey.
And Caleb passes over, so a couple Regis down, the Sobble left active.
Well, we are going to see a pretty nice turn here from Isaiah. The Ira does start things off. First card we get a peek at is a Battle VIP Pass.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. This is the perfect time to pull that item and be able to get a number of Pokemon out. Isaiah doing the normal, though. We've seen this one plenty of times. He is so discerning about those prizes, making sure his counts are all there and knowing exactly what he has available to him. So obviously This is going to be a longer search. I don't think that's bad. I think you've got to take your time now. But after that, probably up the tempo a little bit. You know, get a little bit of rocket fuel going behind you. You've got plenty of Palkias in there, Isaiah. We know where they are. Now it's time to keep on going. So
I think understanding what the prize cards are this time around is going to be very easy.
Yes.
There's a lot of multiples in there.
Yeah.
And when you see that they aren't in the deck, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, well, the Irida leaving that Battle VIP pass, actually, and going instead for the Palkia and the Capacious Bucket. So the energy being a priority for Isaiah here is going to dive in and start digging out a couple of those water energies. This is where he does the second count, making sure that some of those lower count cards are accounted for, because those are the kind of cards that can win him the game. The single Melanie, the single Roxanne. I believe he actually lifts up and inspects and counts all of the singles in the deck. You know, those important one-offs that can swing a game for you. A very discerning search technique.
Well, I understand why we don't go for Battle VIP Pass. Sobble just has it built into it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He's going to be able to get the mana fee down, which is really big. So Battle VIP not needed in this one. Doesn't have the Radiant Greninja, though. Of course, this does only allow him to get Rapid Strike Pokemon, so it's just going to be a very heavy Sobble angle in this one.
Well, we are going to see the Sobbles coming down, very reliant on that one Palkia V currently, and I think this is going to be welcomed news from Caleb.
Yeah. Well, he is going to get the Aurora energy down onto that Registeel. That is going to mean that he has to discard a card, his hand getting thinned out. But I believe he's now digging in that deck. Looks like a Regigate angle here, as his hand is very, very low. Kind of awkwardly as it is, really wanting Caleb to knock that one out. Give him the gift energy, give him the cards, and throw up potentially, if you can thin that hand down significantly, then start going for the Dragon Horde. Maybe just give him a supporter would be nice.
Right, something.
I don't think I've ever seen a player want their Pokemon to get knocked out as much as Caleb does at this juncture.
This is a true Trojan horse. Just please take this gift.
Please take this gift. There's nothing here apart from 5 additional cards in my hand. What's going on over there? Nothing. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm good. I'm not going to one-hit knockout your Palkia Vstar. This is fun.
Honestly, you do have to question, like, if somebody turned up to your house with a massive wooden horse out of nowhere, you'd be like, what's in the horse? Nothing, just goodies.
This is fine.
Also, wouldn't you hear the soldiers rustling about inside?
Well, that is Caleb's strategy, and he does it every single turn. And sure enough, he takes the horse every time.
Yeah, he's putting up. It is a gift. It's got the gift energy attached. But we're back over to Caleb's turn. The Drizzile, of course, coming through. Shady Dealings able to get on into the deck. And as soon as he sees that Melanie, Caleb reaching over, rightfully so, and saying, "What energy?"
I don't remember the water.
Yeah, that's what he's taking off the first Drizzile here. It's going back on the deck.
Fake out.
Oh, he's going for the Evolution Incense. Okay, so he's going to go for probably another Shady Dealings. Irida first, actually. Yeah, the Melanie seemed a little bit greedy when there was no energy available. So it looks like we got another Palkia V. You were a little bit concerned about the singular one being selected. And yeah, Caleb just counting up, seeing exactly what has been used. The Irida grabbing another Palkia V and a Capacious Bucket. A Capacious Bucket immediately getting played nice and tidy, making sure everything is shown so Caleb knows what's going on.
Yeah, that path to the peak a little bit disruptive here. Have to think about it, all of these energies being very important in the placements because Star Portal is not currently available.
No, well, a manual attach goes down onto that Palkia Vstar, and it's going to be a pass, so no knockout. The horse has been left at the gate. It is going to be a trekking shoes. This is very important for Caleb. This is the first time he's pulled it off the deck, leaving it on the table, mulling it over. That is going to be...
It's an energy.
It's another one. It's going to be a capture energy, so he's able to go in and grab more Reggies. But, what's he going to be able to do with those? The big thing here, though, is that energy does now mean that Registeel is technically able to retreat. Now the combo is done.
The problem is that these energy typings aren't very good,
no.
but at least Regidrago can try to find something off of the Dragon Sword.
Yeah.
The one that you get per turn.
Yeah, the singular Dragon Sword per turn. Nothing wrong there. Overindulgent selection of 4 new cards, which are immediately hitting the discard, thanks to that Professor's Research as one of those. Things are looking a little bit better. There's obviously some energy. There's an Aurora energy in there, which is something you are going to need to be able to get that. There's another Aurora in there, so he's just checking to make sure he's got all the pieces that he needs. Does he have a way to get this Regidrago tidied up? Or he could honestly just attack with it as well to get the prize count rolling.
The attachment was the capture energy, so just having that Ultra Ball was absolutely crucial. Getting these energies into the discard pile means that Regidrago will be able to take the knockout here.
Yep, and he grabs another Regidrago with the Ultra Ball, so making sure there's one in his hand, maybe forcing Isaiah into a suboptimal supporter, but no way to stop this one coming through. You see the Aurora energies coming to the front. Any other energy will do just fine, because you are going to hit the selected energy for Giant Fangs. I imagine it's got to be the gift energy.
Take the gift.
We know he loves that gift energy. He's already pulled it out of the discard. He's got the second Regidrago ready to go. Raw energy goes down, and honestly, Giant Fangs, all set up there thanks to the Ancient Wisdom, is going to be more than enough to take the knockout on this lone little Sobble up the front. It's definitely, I'd like to see the Sobble like left on the bench. They feel safe there, and they would be with the protection of Wave Veil and Manaphy, but this one's not feeling good. He's going all in on this one, actually. A scoop up net onto the Regigigas, another Ancient Wisdom to set up this Regieleki. So he's kind of going really far ahead, meaning he has less work to do. Maybe, you know, if he gets Marnied, he loses that Regidrago. He's a manual attachment away, and the first prize goes over to Caleb Gedemer in this, you know, really win-and-in match.
Yeah, that's a nice find there from Caleb, understanding that you already know which Pokemon you want in the active spot, so the Scoop Up Net does the same thing, and you might as well just have 2 energies in play, right?
Yeah, I mean, he wants the Regieleki up there next turn. If he doesn't get Marnied, he's going to be able to potentially attack with that Regieleki anyway and do some really big damage. I mean, his hand, he's also got a Scoop Up Net in hand. He's got plenty of options there for himself. So over to Isaiah. He's got to, you know, try and find a way back in, get his first prize on the board, and maybe, you know, try and go for it. He still doesn't have access to this subspace swell. Star Portal. He does have access to subspace swell.
I would hope so. Yeah, the question here, I suppose, is what supporter do you want to go for this turn? You could do the Marnie and get some disruption, but the gift energy just takes away any of that.
Well, I mean, at least you know he has the Regidrago in hand, right? And you know, of course, that the Regidrago is going to get bounced to the bottom of the deck with the Marnie. So I really don't dislike that play. The big thing is, though, if you give him the gift energy, would he just draw the energy that he needs for the Regieleki, or would he be able to just find a way to get Regidrago off the bottom of the deck? I think that's quite likely. So yeah, he's able to get going. Does start digging for some pieces here. The big thing here is, you know, that Echoing Horn would only be particularly helpful if there was, you know, a space to summon up a Pokemon. The Evolution Incense goes and gets another one of those Palkia Vstar. The Scoop Up Net pulls up the Drizzile and the Inteleon. That, of course, would be the Sobble just returning to the bench. And another Shady Dealings, showing why this engine has been so popular for so long. I do not mind this play at all from Isaiah. Understanding that this Regieleki is ready to go and ready to threaten a knockout if you let it. That would put it just out of range, even with a Choice Belt of the Terraspark knockout.
Well, we are going to see that big charm come down once more, and I love seeing that third Palkia V. It's a great understanding of the deck list of Caleb, knowing that there is no boss's orders, and you can make this a 7-prize game if you are able to charge up all of these Palkia Vs.
Yeah, it looks like we're just having a little conversation about energy attachments. It appears that Isaiah may have gone an extra 1 along there, so we're just making sure of exactly what's going on. Our judges intervening a little bit there.
I think the question now is how many cards were in the bottom, or in the hand, because the water is determined to be going to the hand now.
Well, the water, you know, would have remained in the hand. So we'll just let our judges get involved and resolve this one. You know, obviously he had to charge up, make sure he had his subspace swell available. Yeah, it looks like Caleb taking his time, stepping back from this one, and we're going to be making a ruling over here. So we're getting back into the game, and as soon as I get the information, I will give it to you. There it is. The 2 red prize markers are up, and it's going to be Caleb Gedemer getting a little bit closer to the win as the double prize loss is assigned to Isaiah Bradner for that double attach. That means The door is open. Looks like they're going to pull in that Trojan horse a little bit. Caleb's just hoping they don't realize what's there. Anyway, he does swing into the Regidrago, immediately activating the gift energy, and the hand goes right back up to 7. So it is going to be a prize for Isaiah Bradner, but 3 more is all that Caleb needs. Let's see what he got off that gift energy. Thank you very much, as the Trojan horse says. Oh, surprise, there's soldiers and or 3 new cards inside.
Yeah, I prefer the 3 new cards.
Yeah.
I don't need anyone else helping me make my decisions.
Well, I don't think Caleb has too many decisions to make. If he wants to, he should be able to complete setting up this Regieleki. He just needs 1 more energy. Of course, just needs another Regidrago. And with 7 cards, does he have a way to find it? The air balloon goes down. Oh, he's got the Aurora energy in hand. Yes, he does have a way to find it.
That's the easiest way to find it.
Yep.
Because the only issue here now is obviously you'd love to cash in on a knockout, and that is going to be 3 Regis down.
Yeah, that is a hard commitment, but digging through the deck does put you closer to those ordinary rods. That means you're going to be able to put some of those back in, and it pays off. Choice belt on the active, 120 up to 150. It's going to be 300. That's going to be a luxurious knockout. Trekking shoes, keeping it going. I mean, he's got so many cards in hand, and every time, I mean, at some point he's going to need to replenish, right? He's going to need to be able to set this back up if this Regieleki gets swung into. The big thing here, though, is, you know, how does he get the knockout this turn? He's going to need a supporter that allows him to get multiple energy down. So there's 2 more prizes for Caleb Gedemer. We've still got 12.5 minutes on the clock for him to find 1 more knockout.
Yeah, Isaiah would love to work in a training court in combination with a Roxanne, and then maybe use Star Portal. That's basically the only thing I see right now, because this is the only turn I think that we will not see the Trojan horse, because there was no
gift energy,
no Drago and no gift.
What's Caleb going to do at the end of the turn? He's going to be stuck with his regular size hand.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, he did take 2 prizes off it, so he's still up at. I think he's up at 7 now.
Well, he has a pile of rocks with a balloon attached to it, so hopefully that can help him make some decisions.
Yes, I think he'll be doing okay. The Drizzle heads into the active for Isaiah Bradner here, trying to hold this one out. And of course, we see the use of supporter Irida, meaning that attachments are going to be few and far between, maybe hoping and really trying to see if Caleb falls short of being able to recharge this Regieleki. Of course, he is missing that final piece in the Regi, which one are we missing? Drago. The Drago that got knocked out is going to be a problem for him here. But, you know, that is going to be a big old ask. The Inteleon is selected from the hand. Would be able to evolve it, get some more cards with Shady Dealings. But that Inteleon's still going to get knocked out if this Regieleki gets recharged. The big thing for me is, you know, with this huge hand, does Caleb have the option to charge up with the Regidrago, go back in the discard, and grab all the pieces you need? So, Irida still going to be in play here. That's going to be the Drizzle and the Evolution Incense. So the Drizzle would allow him another Shady Dealings. And of course, the Evolution Incense will allow him to get the next piece, the Inteleon, for another one. There's the training court. Path to the Peak is finally removed, and he's going to have access to Star Portal. Would potentially be able to scoop up Net and get this Drizzle out of there as well. But, you know, he needs to keep finding pieces. There's the Palkia Vstar. I think with the potential play of a big cross switcher is what he's going to have to be looking for here. There's the manual retreat, so he gets another one in the discard. Palkia Vstar goes into the active. That's the one with the big charm, so not going to get knocked out by the Terra Spark. There's the Star Portal, powering up the active and the one on the bench. Tempo definitely going up here a little bit as Isaiah goes for it with the Hisuian Heavy Ball. Is going to be able to dig into those prizes, find his Crobat, which is going to help out quite significantly there if he needs to keep finding pieces. But, you know, he's going to be looking at some big damage coming down here. He does know, of course, that there is a pair of cross switches in there, and he gets one of them. So
that's really good placement for the cross switchers.
That's exactly where you need them. Anyway, he does go for the subspace swell. Plenty of Pokemon on the bench, and it's a knockout on the Regieleki. So Caleb now has to be a little bit careful. Does he have the pieces available to him, or is he going to need to find an ordinary rod and find one soon?
Well, if the gift energy isn't left on a reasonable Pokemon this turn, you could definitely expect to see maybe some hand disruption in combination with the cross switchers to take a nice knockout and leave the hand pretty desolate.
Well, there's a quick ball, so finding these Regi pieces, not the worst challenge in the world. I see one Drago, and of course one Aleki was on the top as well. Doesn't have another search option, so there's the capture engine. Oh, there's the search option. Capture energy.
I think there's a quick ball too.
Oh, I thought I saw 2 quick ball. I didn't see it when he reflashed the hand, but he does get to look through the deck. I mean, you can see the rods available to him as well if he does need to go for it. The big thing here is, once he Regi Alekis, any Regi attack that he can power up is going to be absolutely fine. So if he just goes crazy on the last turn, maybe hits a research, is then able to go for it. Of course, this capture energy did solve the problem for him. It does have Marnies as well. Yell Horn.
Take that.
Yeah, have that. Palkia Vstar. Marnie. Yeah, I like this a lot. These cards aren't useful right now. So dig out some of those great cards that you saw as you looked with the capture energy.
Yep. Now the hand is at least what half of the deck had, and those are some pretty nice finds. We do see the Ordinary Rod, and we do know that the Regi counts are getting pretty slim here, and this is where Isaiah certainly will be trying to target down specific Regis to avoid any Ancient Wisdom.
Yep, there's a speed energy, easy one to throw in there, and a Path to the Peak to bounce that training core if that's exactly what he wants. We've got 2 Ordinary Rod in there, so he could absolutely make the deck nice and flush with those Regis. He's got 4 in there, I believe, so just making sure that the pieces he's offering up are the ones going in there. Pulling out the energy this time with this discard search, though. At the end of the day, just making sure you have access to attack the following turn is absolutely all you need to do. And these Ordinary Rods staying in the hand, got to be feeling pretty good. As Regi Aleki goes, it looks like he's counting to show that he's going to pull some Regis out. And not really a surprise at this point.
Yep. I guess this is the one risk, though, using the Ordinary Rod before your opponent takes the knockout on one of these Regis means that you could potentially just use one of those resources on 2 useless Regis, and then maybe you don't have perhaps like a steal or something. So I would understand completely if we don't see that Rod played this turn.
Well, I do like this, actually. This is going to be the Regis put into the active, powered up with the double Aurora, and of course, the gift energy, and going to be able to swing into it with the Blizzard Bind. That means there's 100 damage down on there, which means if the Regi Aleki comes to the fore once again, that is going to be the knockout easily if it's able to just swing with that Terra Spark. So a nice line by Caleb here, but it's going to be the quick ball. We know, of course, that the Crobat was selected with the Hisuian Heavy Ball last time, and if there is an opportunity to switch and get this Palkia Vstar out the active, now is the time Caleb needs to go for it. That said, if he just keeps swinging like this, is he going to be able to find all those pieces when he needs them? He's going to throw out a lot of resources. And this quick ball goes after that Galarian Zigzagoon, trying to thin that deck a little bit and see if he can draw into maybe the energy he needs for after that switch.
Yeah, this is a tricky spot. You have to think that cross switchers or something of that nature would be really beneficial here. Don't see anything just yet. Just level balling, finding a Drizzile, adding a bunch of extra fodder to the hand. Maybe a card like Roxanne or Marnie, something it's on the horizon. This is just going to be a retreat, though.
He has to retreat. He has to take that one to the bench. Oh, and he just passes. No. That is really quite a tough one. This is going to be, the big thing here is the Regi Aleki doesn't, of course, have the Choice Belt. And I believe the Choice Belts being in a lower count, as in not many left in that deck. There's only 3. He's checking his resources now, but can he get there? I don't know if he can with what he's got in the hand. So it's just, maybe, honestly, another Blizzard Bind kind of locks this one down. He doesn't need the Ordinary Rod right now, so throw it back to the bottom of the deck where it's nice and safe.
Well, we are looking for a Choice Belt to close the game out, and we do see it there. Regi Aleki going to get the job done. Yep. Caleb Gedemer taking a big win here to make it into the top 8 of Salt Lake City.
That's a lot of Regis in the top 8. That is really going to be a good showing for the Regigigas deck, but Caleb playing that one beautifully. Isaiah